Welcome back to Caleb's Temptation. You can't really see it because we got the sun beaming right in. I need to figure out how to fix that or maybe move my angle or something because it seems like every time I do a video that happens. But anyways, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. You're on YouTube, so like, subscribe, comment, blah blah blah. So now that's over with, let's jump right into it. Today I want to do another mold review video. I think it's been a little bit since I've done that. What I'm thinking is, or what I like to do when I first get a new mold, which I've had this mold for a little while, so I know what to do, but it's new to YouTube, or my YouTube channel. What I like to do, one, can we make a solid color in it? Two, can we do chartreuse extremities? Right? 3, can we make a laminate bait with the mold? So, with all that being said, let's switch up the camera angle here and let's get things rolling. So today's video, mold review. What are we talking about? This is probably one of my favorite molds to play with just because I like to use it when fishing. With that being said, it is the 2.25 inch crappie minnow from AnglingAI. Up and take a look. As you can see, beautiful. And you can see it makes 12 at a time. And it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but it even has a small little hook slot in the bottom. There you go. Which tells me off just first appearances that it's got a defined top and a defined bottom. So essentially we should be able to make a laminate bait. But for scientific purposes, we're going to try it. So let me get some plastic cooked up and then we'll be right back. So mold test number 1 is just a one solid color. Which you can see, I took some leftover watermelon colorant that I had from another project. It's got a little bit of gold flake in it, some black flake, and then I put some violet pearl powder in there, which is what that purple sheen is. We can talk about that later or whatever if you guys want to see more of that. But let's just go ahead and get our mold injected here. Draw up some plastic, and with it being a smaller bait, I feel like it's not going to take as much plastic because the relatively small bodies or cavities on these little crappie minnows. So I'm going with the rule of thumb: inject, hold slight pressure after you feel it full, and we're going to top it off. Put our leftovers back in the cup here. Alright, so we'll give that just a second to cool down and then we'll crack it open and take a look at it. I think it's cooled off enough for us to open, but before we do, I want you to look at how pretty that looks. That watermelon color with the violet pearl powder. Oh man. Let's quit talking about it. Let's bust this thing down and take a look. Oh, look at that, folks. It doesn't get much prettier than that. And what I can tell you that I really like is you don't get much of that violet effect in the tail or the thin part where it gets translucent. But up here in the body where it's a little bit thicker, it looks darker, and you can see that violet sheen that powder gives it when it hits the light. Oh, this is my favorite part, other than opening it, is peeling these things out here. Just look how satisfying that is. Oh yeah. So let's take a look at it like this. Real cool. I mean, look, you can see the purple shift from purple to watermelon. when the light hits it, and then when it gets in the light, it's translucent. But when it's not, it's got a darker look to it. So let's take one off here. Oh yeah, you can see that little small fine purple flake. Look at that. Woo! That is beautiful. And we didn't even think to look. I was so amazed at the color here. I didn't even think to look at the hook slot. I'll show you guys the hook slot. It's in the bottom of this thing. A big wide nose. So when you put it on a jig head, it's got the wide nose on it. Beautiful. So, box number 1 checked. Not boring y'all too much, or y'all watching me do every single one of these individually. Our next test is, can we make it with a chartreuse tail? I don't know if it was designed this way or not, but if you look closely, you can see right here on the tail. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's a good cut mark. That's what I go by, which you can see it right here on the chartreuse bait. So we just take a pair of scissors and cut right down that line. Alright, and then we'll pick that up. Can't get my fingers on it. And you can see, place it right inside the mold, like so. Oh yeah, and it fits perfect right down in there. So we'll just do another one real quick just to show y'all what I'm talking about. Cut it off. And look, you can see it's got the, you can tell which side goes where, or the way it goes in the mold. So let's just put it in. Oop, dropped it. Let's just put it in this one here. Get it pressed down. Oh yeah, look at that. A little too far. That's okay, we can pull it back in there. Just like that. So I got our watermelon color back up to temperature here. And we got our chartreuse tails in the mold. So let's see if it works. So let's draw us up a little bit of plastic. We already know that this mold doesn't take much plastic, so we won't even fill the injector up. Alright. And then we just give it a little push until we feel it not go anymore. And just like that, I always hold a little pressure, wiggle a little bit, top it off. So if we did everything correct, and if this mold works, we should have some of that with chartreuse tails. So let's check out and see if it worked to get some chartreuse tails. Alright. Oh, there we go. Now remember, I said I didn't do them all. I just did a couple of them. 6 to be exact. And it looks like like it worked. Let's peel them out. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's just take a look. These top 4 and these bottom ones. But yeah, it looks like we got a really good bond. And that's just a beautiful bait altogether. Yeah, you can see perfect seam. All in it. Oh, get that little booger off there. I think that checks box number 2. So let's move on to our final test. We got our 2 colors ready here, which is like the watermelon we've been using, and a pretty red color with some black flake. And then we got our blending block on top of our mold. So let's, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Oh yeah, just draw us up. Since we already know it doesn't take a whole lot of plastic, we know we don't need full injectors. Alright, make sure that's as lined up as best as we can get. Inject, inject, and just like that, it is full. Alright, so then we'll pull that out. Oh yeah. Inject our leftovers back in the cup. Look at the top of that. Woo-wee. Alright, when that cools off, we'll bust them open and take a look. Before we get into the mold, I know some of you has specifically said you like looking at the blending block, which I like looking at this too, because when we break this open, it's usually a pretty good indication of what we're gonna have. So you can see this color fed to that side, this color fed to that one, just like it should. I mean, look at that. I mean, I think that looks, let's just, oh yeah, look at how those colors play together. A mold in hand, and we are plenty cooled off enough, so look at the top of that. That is beautiful. Let's quit talking about it. Let's break into it. Alright, so upon initial inspection, it appears we got a good laminate. Just looking at it in the mold, because we're looking at the back right here, which is watermelon, and the watermelon color we use, and the bottom is the red color, but just those couple that are sticking up. But you can also see, if you look at it this way, you can see a lot of that red shining through up here. Let's peel these bad boys out of here and let's examine it. Hold on, do you guys see that? Before I even move it, man, look how beautiful that is. Alright, so let's look at that in the light. Oh man, that is so pretty. I love it. So let's look. A nice even laminate all the way down. Looks like, yeah, all the way down the body, all the way down the tail. Just as pretty as you please. So I would say that that box has been checked. Take a better look at these things. Oh yeah. I don't know, guys. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I think that is a smashing success. Solid laminate. I see just a slight bit of bleed over right there, the green into the red. But other than that, I would call it a success. This is what I like to call the glamour shot on the 2.25 inch crappie minnow. And you can see everything that we made here. Our basic watermelon, our laminate with watermelon in that red color, and then the watermelon with the chartreuse tails. So be sure in the comments to let me know what you think. So that wraps up our basic mold demonstration. I appreciate y'all so much watching. I like doing this sort of thing. I like making the content. Like, subscribe, all the good things. You know, I do this for you guys. I also do it for fun. I have no sponsors. I don't get no money's coming in. This is all just me and out here in my shed, just bringing content for you guys. So let me know what you think, if you want to see more like that. If you've watched the video this far all the way through, hang around, because I'm gonna try something new that I want to start doing with the mold review videos. What I'm actually fixing to do is I'm going to show you how I would rig it up on a fishing rod, and then we're going to take it to the lake and see if we can show you what it looks like in the water. So if you're interested in that, hang around past this part and see what we come up with. So you can see we've got our assortment of minnows here. I've got a rod leaned up next to me with a jig head on it. Now mind you, they make different sizes, different kinds, all that stuff. You can tell that one's missing an eye. But how I rig this up is, let's just I'm just gonna pick this one with a chartreuse tail. So I'm gonna have it up like that and the hook up like that, and then you can see where we pull it off of the sprue from the mold. So I'm gonna try to get about dead center of that with that hook, and just run it through the body, and then come out about middle ways of the back like that. And then I'm just gonna push that up on there just like that. Yeah, there we go. How about that? I hope that helps. Let me know what y'all think. Check this out. You see me rig this up, and now we're down here at the lake. Fortunate enough to be. Let's see if we can catch them. Alright, so I really just wanted to get some action shots of this thing coming through the water. So check this out. Yeah. Can you see it? You can barely see it. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Alright. Yeah, there you go. Check that out. Look at that thing bouncing around. Well, that about wraps it up for this week's video. So I'm back at the truck. I tried to get some footage of some action shots so you can see what it looked like in the water. I'm not sure how that come out yet. I may have to try a different location than where I'm at today. But yeah, be sure to let me know what you thought about these 2 extra pieces that I've done here. If you want to see more of the how to rig it up and more of the action shots in the water. But until next time, thank you for officially watching, and we'll catch y'all later.